Rama Rama Ram. Here we are at Sri Ram Temple in Ayodhya. This is a momentous time. After centuries of struggle, this has come up. One must understand, this is not a fight, this is just a reclamation of what is significant for this civilization and for the world. Where in the world do people hold icons whose entire life is a life of sacrifice, whose entire life is life of hardship, but no anger, no angst, no revenge, no vengeance? Where in the world is this possible other than Bharat? But here we are. This is not just a temple, this is inspiration for generations to come, both in India and for all humanity, because Rama is an epitome of humanity. No matter what people did to him, no matter what life situations did to him, he did not lose his humanity, he did not become frustrated, angry, hateful, always equanimous. At the same time, not depressed or frustrated, doing what he has to do, the karma that one has to perform in one's life, irrespective of personal tragedies, irrespective of personal problems, just doing what they have to do no matter what. This is what we need for the nation. This is what we need in our leadership. This is what we need in our people. This is what we need in every human being on the planet, that whatever may be dear to us personally, when it comes to larger good, we will keep it aside and do what is best for everybody. This culture, this civilization has to reach the entire world. This wonderful temple, behind which many lives have been laid down for this is an epitome of that. This is not just of stone, this is of human spirit.
We'll take a look at the guidelines of the sadhana. So just to give a bit of a backdrop, so Hanuman was not part of the Pranakshetra plans initially. He happened just like that in October, and so many signs have come up after that to help make this happen. And it happened at a very fast pace, at least for this very region where things go very slow. To construct a small space, it may take years here because of the way, the nature of the things, nature of the people, nature of the culture is. Putting this up in a matter of few months, for us it's a miracle. I think that's how he wants to come, because everything is just happening very fast. We aren't able to keep up. So, and I hope same thing happens to all of you with the sadhana. I hope he'll make you go through life in a very excited fashion also. So, just wanted to remember my first understanding of sadhana was when Sadhguru spoke about it. I'll just repeat what Sadhguru said about this. He spoke about sadhana in different ways, but this one particular thing that really got stuck with me was when he said, when we say sadhana, we are not talking about any particular aspect. We are talking about using every aspect of life, both internal and external, so that it is a continuous nurturing of your life. Because the very nature of a human being is such, unless there's some dynamism, some movement in his life towards betterment within and outside of himself, he will feel frustrated. He has to keep moving to a newer and newer possibility. Sadhana is that which facilitates that. This one part got stuck with me because there have been so many definitions and ideas about spirituality, but he made it so simple. We are always trying to make ourselves better beings. So sadhana is just that tool or the process that will facilitate that. So it really got stuck with us. So I really hope we can all make use of the way Sadhguru offered all the sadhana. So with regards to the Hanuman sadhana, the sadhana is intended to support or facilitate or deepen your connection with Hanuman if you already have one. Or if you don't have a lot of connection, this will help you connect with Hanuman and his energies and emotions. This sadhana also comes with a set of yama and niyama. Yamas are do's, that means what needs to be done. Niyamas are things that are not to be done. Right? So just like there will be some prerequisites of what you should do and what you should not do during this time. So what we'll do is we'll go over that list first, so that you will get to see how far, what kind of sadhana, because there are multiple opportunities and multiple possibilities of sadhana for Hanuman. So depending on your life context, you can choose whatever works best for you. Okay. So one of the first yamas or the do's is we have to, for this very particular sadhana, we have to wake up before sunrise. And that is a must. Hanuman and sun, you cannot divide them up. You cannot separate them in any way. So that is one very important aspect of Hanuman. So you have to wake up before sunrise. And if you are following the positive pranic lifestyle, waking up will happen naturally. That means you're doing your practices and having the right kind of food and maintaining your being a certain way. It will happen naturally. If not, this will be a great opportunity for us to establish that within us. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, the first thing is we have to, if you want to relieve yourself, you can relieve yourself, but you have to bath, take a bath. So all this has to happen prior to the sunrise. So for example, if 6 o'clock is the sunrise time at your place, you have to wake up, you have to take care of all your whatever activities you have to do in the morning, including bathing. That has to happen before sunrise time. And you have to welcome sun as he is rising up. Okay. So, and then you can do your Akash Namaskar. You can just go to Sadhguru's YouTube channel. You'll find instructions on Akash Namaskar. Okay. So this much, and then and then you have to bow down to sun. That much you have to do prior to the sunrise and at the time of the sunrise. And we have to take bath twice a day during this time. So as soon as the sunrise happens, or sorry, just before the sunrise, you have to wake up, you have to take bath, and you have to finish Upayoga. Upayoga has to be done outdoors, or if it's raining or if the weather is not permissive, you make sure you're closer to a window when you're doing Upayoga. It's best to stay closer to the eastern direction or facing east during this time. Okay. As soon as the sunrise happens, you can go sit in the sun. And again, this is a must. You have to sit in the sun, the morning sun, for at least 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. So during this time, there are a couple of things you have to do. One is you have to chant or listen to Aditya Hridayam. We will share the link. So many of you know the Sanskrit channel, Anna. He's been offering a lot of tools to us. So that Anna's version of Aditya Hridayam is there. So the beauty of Aditya Hridayam, if you are not familiar with it, was during Ramayana, towards the end of Ramayana, where Ram is unable to kill Ravan, because whatever he was doing, Ravan was coming up again and again. So at which time he went into a bit of depression. He just sat down in despair because he did not know what to do. At that point, we have the cool Muni Agastya. He was just walking by. And again, he was doing this on purpose. He would walk by, he would walk past Rama, and he offers Aditya Hridayam as a tool to rise up again. So Aditya Hridayam is a tool to connect with the sun's energies. So the moment it's been offered to Ram, Ram gets up and goes about winning the battle with Ravan. So it's a very powerful stotra, basically. And there are multiple versions of it on how to sing or how to chant. If you don't know how to chant, you should at least be able to listen to it. And multiple versions on YouTube. The one version we'll share by the end of this session is from Sanskrit channel, Anna. Okay. He goes over the pronunciation and few other details in the channel. And then right after you do the Aditya Hridayam with the rising sun, you'll also be going through the Hanuman Moola mantra. which is the basis of all of this sadhana. So there's a lot of yama niyamas, but the actual sadhana is a Hanuman Moola mantra, which will be offered once you feel that you want to take up this sadhana. So that has to be chanted 1008 times. So 1008. Okay. So that needs to be done early in the morning. So as soon as the sun comes up or it's coming up, you sit down, finish the Aditya Hridayam, and you finish the 1008 chants of Hanuman Moola mantra. After which, so the morning routine is, or during the day, you have to do at least one Hatha Yoga practice. So that could be Yogasanas, 3 cycles of Surya Kriya, or 12 cycles of Surya Namaskar, or 24 cycles of Surya Namaskar, or 50 cycles of Surya Shakti. And you have to choose, you can choose only one. You don't have to do all of them. For instance, if you want to do Yogasanas today, that's it. Right? That is what we are discussing here is a bare minimum. If you have time, if your life context is allowing you to do more, you can do more. But the bare minimum is you have to do at least one of the Hatha Yoga practice. Okay. If you're not initiated into any Hatha Yoga practice, you have to do Upayoga 9 cycles. So for instance, the directional movement of arms, typically we do 3 cycles, correct? 3 outward, 3 inward. So you will be doing 9 during this time, during the Mandala. That is the only difference. Okay. So some of you are probably only initiated into Shambhavi. In that case, you will be intensifying the Upayoga practices. So Yoga Namaskar, you'll be doing 9. The neck practices, you'll be doing them 9 times. So that's how you'll be going about it. 9 is the magic number for Hanuman. So it also helps us get closer to him. Okay. And then you have to end your practices with at least one of the Kriyas, either Shambhavi, either Shakti Chalana or Samyama, if you're initiated into Samyama. So one of these 3 is a must. If you can do more, you can do more. That is not a problem. But minimum is you have to do this much. If any of you are non-Isha meditators, or if you're not initiated into any Isha practices, we will share the link to the Upayoga and Isha Kriya. So again, we have to do Upayoga 9 times, followed by Nadi Shuddhi, Auma, and Shambhavi Mudra. And there will be a video provided to you. You don't have to worry about all of this. There will be a lot of guidance for this. And you'll be ending the practices with Isha Kriya. Okay. So that is the morning routine. So this morning routine, at least of Isha practices, you can do them in the morning, which is best, or at least you can do in the evening Sandhya. So Sandhya is the half an hour before or half an hour after sunrise, or half an hour before sunset or half an hour after sunset. So these are the 2 time slots to do the practices. But the Aditya Hridayam and the Hanuman Moola Mantra, definitely. You have to do it during the sunrise time. Okay, I'll repeat the whole process one more time for clarity and simplicity. You wake up, you take your bath, you do your Akash Namaskar and you do your Sun Namaskar. You finish your Upayoga. All this is happening before sunrise. As soon as the sunrise is happening, you welcome him and you sit down to do Aditya Hridayam chanting just once. If you're unable to chant, you can just play and listen to it. Followed by the Moola Mantra, which is the Hanuman Moola Mantra, 1008 times of chanting. All this is done in one stretch. After which, you may do the rest of the practices. However, if you want to wake up early to finish the rest of the practices, that is also fine. Okay. So this much is clear. And for people who are not initiated into Isha practices, we will provide you the link to the Upayoga. You will be doing those practices. And throughout the day, there is certain things we will be doing. And the good part about the sadhana throughout the day is you don't have to necessarily stop your activity. So one of those sadhanas is you have to listen to Hanuman Chalisa or at least chant Hanuman Chalisa, whichever is comfortable for you, 9 times. And these 9 times, they could be spaced out. For example, at this very moment, you want to chant once, and then hour later you want to chant the second time, that is okay. Within the space of 24 hours, 9 Hanuman Chalisas have to happen. So how to go about Hanuman Chalisa? So for those who are not familiar, it's written by Tulsi, or it's not even written, it's an offering by Tulsidas for normal, for common audiences. So there was time when people were not comfortable with Sanskrit. Commoners, I'm not talking about the elite class. So he offered this in Avdhi language, the local dialect at that time, to everybody, so that people could connect with him. And even today, entire India connects with Hanuman Chalisa, or every Hanuman Bhakt or Hanuman who is inspired by Hanuman in any way or form, they'll connect to Hanuman Chalisa. So how to do Hanuman Chalisa? It's very simple. You have to first go through the translation. You have to understand what each of those lines are. Okay. So each of those lines have a certain meaning. Once you understand the meaning, you have to let your imagination go wild. The imagination should be such that you're not creating it. You're like being part of it. You're literally traveling in that story. It should be that way. It should be like as if you were to dream. You understand that in your dream state, there's no limitation for you physically, mentally, energetically, emotionally. It's just like you're completely pouring out. Correct? So it's that level or that intensity of imagination that is needed during this time. Okay? So that's how you'll be going through the Hanuman Chalisa. The imagination as wild as it can go, the dreamlike state, as unlimited state as you can go, that's better. That's the closest, because this part of the sadhana is emotional connect with Hanuman. You're literally feeling Hanuman is right next to you, performing all these feats right in front of you. Right? You are witness to all of that. And you're only in awe. You're only falling in love with him every moment. So that is Hanuman Chalisa. Okay, that is a sadhana you'll be doing throughout the day, 9 times. And the rest of the day, you'll be going through the Rama Japa. That means some of you may have heard Sadhguru do this Rama Japa or Ram chanting, Rama 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 Rama. So throughout the day, you will keep this chant on, and it doesn't have to be physical. Like you don't have to verbally say it out loud. It can be a manasa japa. That means it can happen mentally or emotionally within yourself. You keep that japa on throughout the day. That way, your thought process is heavily inhibited during this time. Right? Whenever you feel that you're pulled in certain direction, your thought process, you bring it back and focus on Rama. So we understand that there's no Ram without Hanuman, Hanuman without Ram. Those two energies are always together. That's what makes that very powerful. Okay. So during this time, Ramajapa, as you do Ramajapa, Hanuman will be a little more pleased to offer. So with all these energy things, there's certain emotion also behind it. Right? So how about the food? So the food aspect is you will be eating twice a day. So one brunch and one dinner. So dinner has to happen before sunset, or at least by the time of sunset, for the best, to be very conducive for the sadhana. So if in between, if you're hungry, you can have a fruit, or if you just have water. Sadhguru says a lot of the times it's not really hunger, it's just the appetite. So if you just have an appetite, you can kill it with fruit, or just water also will help. Or if it's really bad, you can just add lemon water, and you can have lemon water, but try not to have sugar with it. You may have jaggery with it. Right? It will help you overcome the appetite for that time being. Right? It's better to stay in that slightly hunger mode throughout the 40-day mandala. That will increase the fire for the sadhana. That will help you orient towards Hanuman a lot more easily during this time. Okay. So you can also make use of the morning and evening sandhyas. And during this time, you don't look at sun just for the heat or the intensity, the burning he's giving us. You look at him in terms of he's offering life to us, because we will not be here, at least in the physical form, without sun. So you look at him as the giver of the life on the planet. That's the best way to connect with him during this time. So another thing about the Hanuman sadhana is you will be practicing brahmacharya. So brahmacharya, typically people limit it down to just the sexual urges, but it's not that. Brahmacharya literally means there's a certain desire. Right? How are you aligning that desire? Desire is fire. How are you aligning that fire towards higher purpose? In this case, we are talking about Hanuman. You want to engage all your desires towards Hanuman only. Right? So that is brahmacharya. So yeah, in a way, in another way of looking at brahmacharya is you don't want to simply lose your energies. Right? You don't want to simply discharge your energies for no reason. So that means if it's not necessary to talk, you don't have to talk. That's like losing your energies. If you don't have to listen to anything, you can just shut yourself off, right? So all the sensory perception, this is the best time to calm it down fully. Right? It's always best to go into silence during this time, but if silence is not an option, at least the sensory perception, you bring it down as much as possible. That means less talking or no talking, less listening or hearing or no hearing. Don't look. The biggest sensory perception is the eyes and the vision. As much as possible, you focus on yourself. If you have nothing to do, just keep your eyes closed. That will help. And you have your Rama chanting on, you have your Hanuman Chalisa going on throughout the day. That will keep you continuously aligned towards the sadhana. So, yes, sexual engagement has to be stopped as well. If you're eating more than what your body is needing, right, that's when all the fire will arise. At that time, if you want to make use of the fire towards him, great. So that is one way. That's why if you're conscious about what you're eating, how much you're eating, when you're eating, all of these things will be taken care of automatically. Okay. Or generally, sometimes you're just bored. That's when you'll get the thoughts about doing something or being somewhere. Right. So during this time, it's always best to be closer to the Sangha. Sangha is the group of people with a similar mindset for this one particular mandala or for the purpose or intention you're doing this activity for. Correct? So, as much as possible, please refrain from travel. Please refrain from partying. So, when I say partying, I'm not saying you should, the point is not about you not being joyful. Try to have less engagement with people who are not in the Sangha during this 1 month. Okay. So, it's very conducive for our practices also. Okay. Not just here. And again, this is again not to say that you can't have time with your friends and family. That's not the intention. But you be very conscious when you do that. Okay. And try not to travel during this 1 month if it's possible, and try to maintain one space. Say, for example, if you're choose one corner in your home where you're going to have your sadhana, you please make sure that you do the sadhana in that corner only throughout the 40 days. Okay. So how to go about sadhana in a very simplistic ways? We need two things. One is we need Hanuman photo and we need lamp like Deepam or Diya. So that Hanuman photo, you can get it as soon as possible. You can just go to internet and print it out and laminate it. That is the easiest way. Or if you already have one at home, you can make use of it. You have the Hanuman photo and light a lamp every day, twice a day. One is in the morning sandhya, one is in the evening sandhya. Okay. So as soon as you wake up, you have your bath, you can light the lamp. That is fine. In the evening also, you have to light your lamp. And then you focus on staying in that area. So the Moola Mantra practice of 1008 times, it's done in the morning. But if you want to do more, the recommendation is the minimum prescribed. You can do more in the evening. You can do more at night. But try to do it in the same space. If you're doing it other times. In the morning time, you will be doing in front of the sun. Any other time, you will be doing in front of Hanuman. The beauty about the first Hanuman sadhana was that we culminated at the Pratishtha, with the Pratishtha. And the Pratishtha happened so powerfully that it's unbelievable. I would like all of you to come experience the space yourself. One of the first things is there are multiple options to take on this sadhana in terms of the length. So there's 9 days, there is 16 days, there's 21 days, and there's one mandala. So one mandala means it could range anywhere between 40 to 48. We'll go over the dates a bit later. Everything that is being shared here, we'll put all of this in a document. So you need not worry. I'd like you to just go over the instructions and see if this is possible for you today. Okay. For those who are up really badly, who want to take on this sadhana, that means you will go through this orientation and you will decide whether this is for you or not. If you feel this is for you, you will be offered the Moola Mantra. It will be offered in 5 to 10 minutes. It's very simple. One thing I'd like you to understand is there is no initiation as such. This is more of a self-initiation process where you would sit in front of Hanuman and then you just decide to take on this sadhana. This is a way for you to connect with Hanuman. This is a very sattvic sadhana. So initially, the sadhana was only offered for one mandala. That was a minimum requirement. But seeing people have so many life situations, I spoke with the Swami who offered this Moola Mantra to be offered to everybody else. He finally, after a lot of convincing, agreed to do this as long as they maintain the same kind of sanctity for 9 days or 16 days, 21 days, and 40 days. But we'll go over the 21, 40 days later. Let's finish the 9, 16 first. Okay. Ghee is an exception for thing because again, I don't want you to indulge in ghee. You can have ghee. If you're having food, you can have 1 or 2 spoons of ghee and that is okay. Better if you could get the Isha ghee. Right now, Isha is offering the A2 cow ghee. That is the best way to do. If that is not available, any ghee is fine. But don't, how do I say this? If you prepare the ghee yourself, that is okay. Or you can purchase Isha ghee, or you can get any A2 cow ghee. Any other ghee, you wait, you don't do it. Okay, the ghee you're getting in the market is not really ghee. Okay. I cook meat, but I don't eat it. Some recommendation, yeah. So if you're cooking meat, you cannot cook meat. You cannot handle meat during this time. This is a big adjustment you have to make for yourself. So see how you could do that, please. Yeah. Like have somebody in the family take care of the meat, handle the meat during this time. Yeah. So for non-Isha people, yes, we're going to get to the non-Isha people. So far so good. And for those who haven't learned any Hatha Yoga practices, okay, then you have to do Upyoga 3 times or 3 cycles or 3 times of what you would normally do. For instance, the directional movement of arms, normally you do 3 times. You'd be doing them 9 times. Yoga Namaskar, you do 3 cycles normally. You have to do 9 cycles. Correct? Preparatory asanas, you have to increase the length of the preparatory asanas. Okay? Whatever you're doing in Upyoga, you'll be doing 3 times of that. It will take time. Your body will hurt and it has to hurt in a good way. You will release all the negative vata or negative vayus in the body in the process. So Hatha Yoga would have taken care of it, but because if you're not introduced to Hatha Yoga, Upyoga you do it. And for those who are not introduced to Isha practices, we'll share the videos of what needs to be done. Because you're not doing under proper guidance, because you're not doing at the kshetra or at Hanuman, where Hanuman is, these things are there to provide you with all the support. Okay, without which, if you just get into Moola Mantra, it's not advisable. For those who are planning to do 21 days and 40 days, there are 2 options for you. Okay, so 9 and 16 days practices are compulsory. Hatha Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Upyoga is compulsory. Okay, there's no choice. Yeah. For those doing 21 days and 40 days who would like to take on 21 days challenge or 21 days sadhana and 40-day or Mandala sadhana, you have 2 options. One option is you can just do the Moola Mantra with just Upyoga, and that is fine. That is one option. Or if you want to do full sadhana, which is exactly how you do for 9 and 16 days. That is, you do one Upyoga or full Upyoga, one Hatha Yoga practice and one Kriya Yoga practice along with the Moola Mantra. And this Moola Mantra is something that's offered to you. It's very small, very short. Everybody will get it. You will be chanting that 1008 times. Just remember the number of Hanuman is 9. So 1008 is also 9. So 1 plus 8 is 9. So that's how the number system works. Okay. So whatever you do, and from now on, if you're going to take on this sadhana, see if you could repeat things 9 times. It will help a lot. Okay. So yeah, for Hanuman Chalisa chanting, there's no time requirement. You can do it anytime during the day. The moment you wake up until you hit the bed, in that time period, you can do it anytime. There's no requirement that it has to be done this way. But please be involved when you're doing it, right? I mean, if you're doing some activity also, just be with the Chalisa. Yeah, that's all it is.
Does it have to be continuous 9 times, or you can do 3, 9?
So minimum 3 times or 9 times.
So can you do 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening, or it has to be 9 continuous?
No. Okay. You can do 3, 3, 3. You can do 3 and 6, and that is fine, or 6 and 3.
I'm already doing Hatha Yoga early in the morning at like 4 or something. I start with Surya Shakti, then Shakti Chalana and Shambhavi. So can I skip Upayoga?
Upyoga is a must-ana, and I'm not only talking about this Hanuman sadhana, but I'm saying for the rest of your life also, please do not skip Upyoga. It cleans your vata issues. I know some of you who are taking the pranic lifestyle courses, they will know this, but with the radiation and pollution that we're experiencing on day-to-day basis today, we have to clean our system a little. I know all the Hatha Yoga and Kriya Yoga practices will do it, but for those practices to work effectively for us, we want to clear the Vata first, right? So Upyoga is a must. And for everybody's benefit, I'm saying invest in 15 to 20 minutes of Upyoga every day. It's totally worth it. So that will be the directional movement of arms, knee rotations, squatting, neck practices, shoulder rotations, yoga namaskar, and that's it.
So like I don't have any vices. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And like, but when you came to the brahmacharya part, as you said, like physically also I'll be able to stop it, but like mentally and as you said, all the five senses. Like, is there a mantra where we can, abstain from it and be like 100% celibate, or like how should we go on about that?
So, Anna, there is no specific mantra, but you, I don't know how much time you have, but I'd like you to intensify the practices, the Hatha Yoga practices. Within Hatha
Okay.
Yoga practices, specifically, if you know Surya Namaskar or Surya Shakti, or even Angamardana to an extent, I'd like you to do them twice a day, if possible, during this time. You will notice automatically the energies will restructure themselves to not take you that way.
As well as, can I start with 21 and later if I can continue into 40, or I have to begin with 40 if I want to do 40? Because right now I have a visibility, yes, I can do 21 days, but my willingness is for 40, but I do not know yet.
I think you brought up a very good point, which I forgot from my side to orient. Thank you very much, Anna. You will be making, you could potentially make 3 sankalpas. Sankalpas are, let's say, strong desires or commitments that you'd like to fulfill by the end of the sadhana. And you may not have anything else at all. You, without sankalpa also, you can take on this sadhana. But this is an opportunity. So generally what we do is we offer one sankalpa to Hanuman himself, right? For example, this opportunity is coming to us because of the Sankat Mochan Hanuman at Mangalgi. So first sankalpa could be for the Hanuman temple and the area around Hanuman temple to grow, right? That can be the first desire. The second desire is for a guru. If you consider Sadguru as your guru, please pray for his health and well-being. This is the time. So you can make the second desire for your guru's well-being. For everything that he has offered to us, this is the least we could do. Okay. The third thing is your own personal desire that you may want to fulfill by the end of it. For example, you want to achieve, I'm not even talking about celibacy, you want to achieve control over your own thought process. That is a sankalpa. That is fine. Whatever it may be, right? You write it down before you start your sadhana, before you start your 9 days, 16 days, 21 days, or 40 days, or one mandala. Every day before you sit down for Aditya Hridayam, you remind yourself of these 3 things. And then you start. Okay. So what Sagarana is asking is, you'd like to start with the 21 days, but after 21 days, if you'd feel like continuing, you can continue. No problem, Anna. It's a great thing. See, the Moola Mantra Sadhana is, we're actually cutting it short because of our commitment issues, but this is something you can continue forever. There's no limit. Okay. So generally, if you could do this for 120 to 150 days continuously, you will see a physical difference within your system, right? I mean, I'm talking at that gross level, you'll be able to see the difference, right? In terms of acquiring Hanuman's quality, okay? Or connection with Hanuman. If you want to do further and further and further, you'll get closer and closer to become a Hanuman Upasaka. That's what this mantra can take you. And the good part about this mantra is it doesn't require initiation. You can just, that means you don't fall into any guru's lineage or anything. You just connect with Hanuman continuously. So that is one part of the question. The second part of the question is about volunteering. For those who have already done the Mandala Sadhana last time, we are inviting you to help with volunteering. All that it is you'll be part of the group that is taking on this sadhana. You'll be supporting the group with all the questions they may have. Like regularly, if you have noticed, you went through the entire 40 days, so you know exactly what kind of situations people encounter. If you could just help provide the right solutions and right guidance during this time, it will be very helpful. That is the biggest thing, because the volunteers may not get to the questions at the right time, but if you have enough volunteers, the questions could get answered and the sadhana can go uninterrupted. That is the key here for us. So the more and more volunteers who have taken on this sadhana in the past, who know all the yama niyama, who followed it strictly for 45 days, if you could help support, that will be very helpful.
Anna, could you very briefly repeat about the sankalpa? You said the sankalpa is done every day.
Yeah. So
For
the
reminder list.
yeah, so the 3 sankalpas, and I'm not saying you should have this, it's an option. So 3 sankalpas you could have. The first sankalpa could be for the for Hanuman himself. Okay. So for the Hanuman to grow in this region and to provide conducive environment for Hanuman to grow and for Hanuman to touch more people in this region, because now we are offering the sadhana to Hanuman here. Okay. Sankat Motion Hanuman that we have at Mangalgi, it's because of him we have the opportunity to take on this sadhana. So we want to offer the first sankalpa for his temple's well-being and people around him and more people to reach to him, to benefit from him. That's the first sankalpa. The second sankalpa is for your guru, for your guru's well-being, or we can call it guru dakshina. That's one way of looking at it, but it's not necessarily that. But so if you even gurus need well-being, right? So this is one opportunity for us to do, have the benefits of our sadhana reach our guru as well, right? That's the second sankalpa. The third sankalpa is your own personal desire, if you have any. And please make sure your personal desire is very big. Don't ask for something small. Okay. Make sure it's very big, that Hanuman will provide you the solution and guidance and strength to reach there. This is for women. So if you're female sadhakas, you can do this sadhana during your periods time. But as far as the Isha practices are concerned, you see what is comfortable for you during those few days and do just them. If Hatha Yoga feels uncomfortable, if Shambhavi feels uncomfortable, whatever feels uncomfortable, you can skip that for that period of time. But continue with the Aditya Hridayam and Moola Mantra. Okay. Could you explain me how karma is working through this sadhana? You experience it, Akka. I cannot say, but I can say this much. Not about this very specific sadhana. Any sadhana that you do, your karma kind of gets fast forwarded. That is why your IE tools become very important during this time. That means Sadhguru offered the tools to handle the situations. So when you do your practices or sadhana, whatever has to happen in, like, say, 1 month may happen in 1 to 2 days, right? Your your prarabdha gets condensed during this time, and it could happen much more faster. So this is the time when you could include your IE tools as part of your sadhana. It will help you greatly to grow. Okay. So accept the issues, accept the situations that are coming at you during this time. Okay. How can I improve my determination? My body doesn't allow. Please, you can make that as one of the sankalpas, that, you make a strong determination. By the end of this sadhana, I'm going to have a very good body that is going to be very conducive for whatever I want to do in life. Okay. Body is absolutely essential for us to do any activity in life, to even do sadhana also, to even think about sadhana, right? Is Hanuman idol okay? Yes, Hanuman idol is fine. Under the sun means literal. Yes, it's literally under the sun. It's morning sunrise. It's not a problem at all. In fact, this is an opportunity for us to spend time under sunlight. We are all lacking it. The entire planet is lacking it, except for those who is doing physical activity under sun. As I want to say, about 70 to 80% of the youth are lacking sunlight today, and that's leading us towards, in a way, I don't want to say extinction, but human beings are not human beings anymore. We're just becoming very low level, low energy creatures, right? From beings to creatures. That's what happens. No energy means we'll automatically become like creatures only. So this is an opportunity for us to get back to that sunlight. See, if sun could offer everything that to Hanuman, should we not be making use of that? Isn't that logical also, intellectually, right? Yes, sun is absolutely must. If you don't do anything also, please, sitting under the sun will itself help with the sadhana. Okay. I'm also an active volunteer for Isha. Any suggestions? Yes, Akka. That is definitely, sun is absolutely essential. You will notice that you should, I'll see if I can find sharings from the previous sadhana. Any number of people who were very reluctant to be under the sun, when they went through the sadhana, they overcame that resistance and reluctance, and they gained lot of energy during this time. Okay, it's absolutely, especially if you're in India, you make use of it. If you're from the countries where sun is abundant, you please make use of it. People living in the West, they don't see sun for 8 to 9 months a year, right? We don't have that problem. We have the abundance, so please make use of it, okay? Can we do Bhuta Shuddhi instead of Upayoga for cleansing? So if you want to do Bhuta Shuddhi, please do it, but Upayoga is something else, right? So we're not talking about cleansing, we're talking about clearing. Cleansing and clearing are two different things, right? Some of the vayus will not clear. They might get cleansed a little, but they will not clear. So we need that. So can Moola Mantra and Aditya Hridayam be done every day, even if you're not committed? Yes, absolutely. These two are just amazing things. That's what I was saying, telling Sagarana. If you could do in a committed way for at least 9 days, after that, it's up to you whether you want to continue however long you want. So initially, please do it for 9 days. After that, you decide whether to continue or not. Okay.
Yeah, and my question is, where I live, I have very, very, very tall trees and very dense trees all around me. So I do my sadhana as per the timing of sunrise and everything, but I barely can see sun through. So what I've been doing, I also sit into afternoon sun when sun is bright. Also, where I am, it is also mostly rainy and cloudy also. So I have dared to face the cold in my past sadhana, but right now it is not that cold. But mostly because the everything is turned out green now, so sun is only available, like the good sun comes by 8 a.m., even though sun rises 5:30 a.m. So can I do? I will do my sadhanas as you recommended. No, no skipping or changing. But maybe I will again sit in the sun later in the day. Usually, I like to eat my lunch sitting in the sun. So maybe that I can do.
You never cease to inspire, Anna. Maybe in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow only, we're going to post the sharing of Sagar, Anna, from the Hanuman Pratishtha. So one inspiring thing, he flew all the way from US to Pranav Kshetra to be part of the consecration for a couple of days. Right? He chose to, I don't know how to, I cannot imagine it. So amazing. So, yes, Anna, please make use of the sun as much as you can. If you want to sit in the afternoon sun, please do it. Absolutely.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Namaskaram.
Sankat Mochan. What is the significance of it?
Yeah.
How is it different from other forms of Hanuman, and how will it help me in the spiritual path?
So, just a bit of background about Hanuman. So, Hanuman himself is a living yogi. So, if you're on the yogic path, it will only be conducive. It will not go against the path. That is one thing we need to understand. Again, there's a lot of yogic lores that say Hanuman is a incarnation of Shiva or aspect of Shiva. There's so many things, but it doesn't matter. Even if he is or he is not, he's a yogi. He's a living yogi. We don't know where Shiva is, but we know Hanuman is still there. So that is one part that is clear. So connecting with him and his energies can benefit anyway. It doesn't matter which form of Hanuman. The Sankat Mochan Hanuman, for the purpose of understanding, is the Hanuman that is the one that's carrying the Sanjeevani Parvat. So during Ramayana, if you could remember, towards the end, during the war, Lakshman loses consciousness. I think he almost died, basically, because he got hit. I forgot from which, whose arrow. At that time, Sri Ramji goes into, he becomes a little desperate. He did not know what to do. And the instruction was that if he could get Sanjeevani at the time, he can be brought back to life. Sanjeevani is something that can bring you back to life. So Hanuman was chosen, or Hanuman just took the challenge because he is like that. He enjoys taking challenges. So he took the challenge. He took a jump from Sri Lanka all the way to Himalayas. And he could not figure out what Sanjeevani is, or maybe he did, but Sanjeevani has its own thing, so it was not easy to find. He took the entire mountain and jumped back to Sri Lanka with that mountain. So this form of Hanuman, he is a bit, you'll notice that he is involved in the activity at the time. He's not paying attention this way, that way. He's not doing that. He's not smiling. He's not looking at you also. He's just, you know how Sadhguru says, with eyes open, you're meditating. He goes into that state during this time because the purpose is so pinpointed to him that his focus is so still. For some people, he looks serious, but he's not serious at all. He's just focused during this time. And finally, he brings that the Parvat or the mountain back to Sri Lanka, where Sanjeevani is extracted and Lakshman comes back to life. So the whole point of Sankatmochan Hanuman, actually Sankatmochan Hanuman got popularized by Tulsidas. That's why Hanuman Chalisa becomes very important as part of this sadhana. So Sankat means obstacles or challenges. Mochan is a short form of Vimochan in some way. That means he will give you Vimochan. Vimochan means he'll give you the relief or solution for your Sankat, for your obstacles and challenges. That's what he is. So if you could, especially in spiritual path, if you're going through any karmic situations or situations that you cannot handle, if you connect with Sankatmochan Hanuman, he will guide you. He will not remove the obstacles for you. He will give you the right kind of tools to overcome that and grow on the path. So on the terrace, it will be difficult as the wind is blowing. Akka, you need not have the diya on terrace. So the photo can be anywhere within the house. You need not carry the photo to wherever you're doing your sadhana, but you need to light a lamp in front of Hanuman before you start the practices. That is the key. Okay.
Yeah. So quick question, Anna. So Upayoga, I haven't learned it. So my question is, only, I mean, if I have to do Upayoga, I can do it on my own by learning the directional movements on the YouTube.
Yeah.
And include yoga namaskar and leg practices. That's it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And we have only those directional movements, but we don't have squatting and all those in there.
You need
as
not,
mentioned.
if you haven't been introduced to squatting and knee rotations, you can skip those. That is fine.
Yeah. Directional movements, neck practices, and yoga namaskar.
Yeah, that's it. So let's go over the sadhana process a little bit more, other opportunities and how to culminate. Right. Anyway, how to culminate part will be offered to you later on again in another video, another orientation. But I want to give you high level details so you can prepare yourself. So this sadhana, you can do it at your houses, or you can come to Pranav Kshetra and you can be in the temple and do your sadhana. Okay, or in the temple premises at least, and do your sadhana. In which case you will be volunteering for the duration of the time. While besides that, a lot of your volunteering will involve taking care of the temple, taking care of the Hanuman, offering Hanuman to devotees that are coming in. So all these related activities and some other activities of Pranav Kshetra. So this is an opportunity for anybody that is interested. And if you would like to take on this opportunity, please message us privately. Okay. We will share a link with you on how to be a part of that. That is one opportunity. The second opportunity is to culminate at Pranav Kshetra. When I say Pranav Kshetra, I'm talking about right at the Hanuman temple. Okay. So that is another opportunity. So if you choose to do that as well, please let us know in advance so we can plan for it. Okay. So because the culmination has a certain process, it's best if you could do it in any Hanuman temple or in your own house. That is also fine. But since the Hanuman here gave us the opportunities, it's a very good opportunity for us to culminate with him. Okay. It will be like Shivanga Yatra, right? At ashram on the last day, or Ayappa Yatra. People just go to Ayappa, to Shivanga, or to Velangiri mountains. So it will become like that. So that's an option. Okay. These two options, they're open for you. But please, if you choose any of these two options, that is staying here for the duration of sadhana or culminating here physically, you please let us know. If you don't want to do this physically here, that is fine. You can do it at home. That is not a problem. Okay.
Namaskaram, Anna.
Namaskaram.
Actually, I want to continue. I just want to take it for 9 days or 16 days, and I want to continue it for further days. And we have it traveling on June 8th. So if I want to continue that sadhana, so there will be a break, right? So how can I continue it? Yeah.
Okay. So if you give a break, Akka, you will have to start the full sadhana again, which is not conducive. You have to wait for the next sadhana cycle. But there is a way to keep up the sadhana once you finish the duration of the time, which we'll go over during the culmination video, right? How to keep up your sadhana after you finish, where you have to do bare minimum. And you can extend it also, depending on how much time you can cater to it. Okay, we'll go over the details then. But yeah, there's an option to take care of it. So we were discussing about how to take care of some of the celibacy things and all of that. there is something called Tarak Mantra. So Tarak Mantra has to do with the Rama Japa. So this is something we highly recommend you do during this time. So whenever you're not involved in anything else, any of these practices, please have the Ram Nam Jap. That means you can have whatever. Sadhguru has a way of doing Sri Ram Jai Ram or Sri Ram Jap. And there's a Tarak Mantra which is Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. You can have that going. Whatever you feel comfortable and however you feel connected with Ram, you please have that going on. The more Ram you have within you, the more Hanuman you'll get. That's how it works. Okay. So see if you could have this Ram Jap going on, and it will help you with your brahmacharya as well. Again, brahmacharya is not just about being sexually celibate, right? It's not about celibacy at all, right? It's about controlling how you want to take care, how you want to lead your life. It should be within your control. That's what it is, right? And offering yourself to something much higher than yourself. In this case, Hanuman, for at least for the duration of the time. So, and if possible, not if possible, it's a must to have pranic food only during this time. And please don't have food more than twice a day, unless it's absolutely must. And if you're hungry during the day, please have a fruit, but not more than that. Okay. And obviously, you can take this opportunity to get back to Ramayana. So you can listen to Ramayana, you can watch Ramayana, because we've had sadhakas start reading Ramayana during that time, start connecting with Ramayana, because most of them would have thought that they'll want to read or watch Ramayana and they just don't know when. It's just there, but they just couldn't do it. So this is an opportunity for us to get connected with that itihas. It's the itihas of this land. It's the itihas of the planet, right? Just because it's happening here, it's not confined to Indians only, right? We don't know where we were in the past lives. So we did not look at it like that. It's the itihas of the planet, right? It's the history of the planet. How great it is to connect with the history of the planet. So this is a great opportunity for us to do that. Please make a decision by tomorrow evening to attend the Moola Mantra session, and it's self-directed. We're not going to monitor you if you're doing 9 days or 16 days or 40 days. We're not going to do any of that, right? It's your determination. It's your commitment. It's your integrity, how you want to take it forward, right? And it's you. I mean, it's your connection with Hanuman, right? Nobody has a role in how you would like to take on this sadhana, right? So you maintain that integrity within yourself. The best can happen to you. That's all it is. Okay. So if and there's a support group. Obviously, like you can share things happening to you. That if you need support is always there. So the culmination, you can do it physically here, or you can do it from home also. And in the culmination video, you'll get to know all the instructions. And there's a document also for culmination. Okay, you can just follow the instructions in the documents. So I see that there are no more questions. If you have any more questions, you can ask them in the group. And for those who are not in the group, if you just got this orientation link, this is one of the reasons we're trying to avoid. It's easier to coordinate if you're in the group. Please leave a message to us privately. We'll put you in one of the two groups, okay, where the coordination is happening, okay? And support is also needed. Please don't take the support lightly, because whenever you're taking on any sadhana, sangha is very important. Without proper sangha, it's very easy to deviate. And it's not a judgment call for somebody who's doing amazing things in life and who don't need a sangha, but it's always good to have a support, because the environment you're in, the things you talk about, the people you are listening to will have an impact on you. And when a group does things together, it will have a group energy. Sadhguru talks about it. During our time in the ashram, multiple times, we were doing sadhana together. And Sadhguru would say that if you do sadhana together, it will amplify the benefits from it. That is a group benefit that you get. So being part of the sangha is a very, very good thing. That support group will be there throughout your sadhana. Okay, please make use of it properly. Okay. So with this, if there are no further questions, we'll end. So morning banana and some peanuts. Yes, Sana, the brunch. However you want to have brunch, you can have it. Banana, peanuts, shake. That is great actually. But 2 meals is 2 meals. When you have banana peanuts, that's actually more than a meal, if you ask me. It's very heavy. So see how you want to. You should not starve yourself. That's not the intention. But you don't overindulge in things when it's not needed. You see, you just listen to your body and see. This is the time when you could switch to non-spicy also, because when you eat non-spicy food, you will become a little more sensitive to the taste of the food. Again, when you are sensitive to the food that you're eating, your body will automatically respond. When to eat, when not to eat, how much to eat, how much not to eat, all of these things. And again, like we highly recommend those who have not been a part of the Pranic Lifestyle courses, please attend them. Go to our website under Pranic Lifestyle section. There's a link provided if you're interested. But please make use of these things, because if you're living in the ashram, that's one thing. Everything is taken care of. If you're not living in the ashram, every little detail matters. So the lifestyle and the practices have to go together. If one of these two things are not happening, you cannot progress further. So please see if you can just take part in the classes and learn all these little tips and tricks. And these are the things we learned in the ashram only. We are just trying to offer it to everybody, as many people as possible.
And one question is like, as you mentioned, we have to do we should be doing our upayoga and sadhana outside. Since I am in Canada, it's like still very cold. I can't do the sadhana outside.
So Vishalana, or for people who are living in northern part of the world, let's say North America or Europe, Northern Europe, this year still going through winter, which like I said, if the weather is not permitting, what you could do is you can find a window where you have exposure to outside. You do your the morning practices. What are the minimum practices is the Upayoga, Aditya Hridayam, and the Hanuman Moola Mantra. These three things you have to do it in front of the window or glass door if you have it available. After which the rest of the practices, you may do them outside, you can do them inside. Doing them outside is more conducive, especially if the weather is permitting. If not, you can do them inside. And just quick clarification about Kriya. Kriya should not be done when the sun is very intense outside. Hatha Yoga can be done. Kriya Yoga, that means Shambhavi, Mahamudra or Shakti Chalana Kriya, after 7 o'clock or 7:30 sun, when it gets very intense in India, you may do them indoors. So if you're living in a house where maybe you have say Sadhguru's photo and everything else, can you keep the photo along with Sadhguru's photo or other yantras? So it is okay. If that is your sadhana space, you can have Hanuman photo along with it. That is not a problem. And you can light a diya in front of Hanuman separately. So if you're already having Devi yantra or Devi Gudi, you do not mix this diya or this deepam with the other deepam. Deepam is lamp, right? You should have a separate lamp and separate photo for Hanuman during this sadhana. I really wish and hope all the very best, the best to happen to you with this practice. And I really wish and hope that Hanuman really enters your life in a very glorious way, that he'll take you from wherever you are to a next level, right? We really would like you to excel in everything during this sadhana. So if you're taking on this sadhana, please attend the Moola Mantra session tomorrow. Okay. And the volunteers like Sagarana, Louis Saka, they will coordinate the sessions. Okay. Thank you very much. Namaskaram.